Welcome to the March edition of Around OHS. I'm Emma Burchett.
And I'm Dominic McEntee. The Golden Girls just recently competed in Florida.
Addie and Haley have the story.
Last month, the Golden Girls went to the NDA Nationals in Orlando, Florida. Let's hear how this experience went.
So Nationals is an experience we do every year. So the varsity goes, we just have one varsity this year, and we all travel as a team down to Orlando, Florida, and we spend about 5 days there.
This year we went a day earlier. We went Wednesday morning instead of like Wednesday evening, so we got to go to Disney World on Thursday, which is something that we've never done as a team before, and that was really fun just to be able to like get to bond and like be with the girls together before we had this like huge big competition.
We had a lot of rehearsals the week of, and like 2-a-days during the weekends. I mean, we've been prepping since summer when we got our choreography done, and then we just prepped, I think it was 3 times to 4 times a week.
And we've also been going to like regional competitions to get us prepared to be like on a stage and like in front of people and in front of judges and stuff.
We felt like really good every time we came off stage. It was a lot of fun. Like, we had a great time, and we felt good about all of our performances.
We actually did really well. We placed top 10 in Palm. We got 10th out of like 42 teams. And then we got 25th out of 53 teams in jazz, which was really good because we haven't really ever done jazz before as a school, and we weren't really expecting much from it. It was kind of just like we're gonna do jazz, we're gonna do it to Vienna because it's like kind of like a feel-good kind of dance, but we actually ended up doing a lot better placing than we thought we were going to. I felt really good about it. I thought that we all kind of worked together as a team really well in the end. We had some like times where it was like kind of hard to like keep our morale up because we didn't like always feel super confident in our routines and stuff. But I think once we were there, we really felt that momentum and that like drive to keep pushing and going. And I think that really shined through in our routines, which was really nice to feel.
I'm Addie Scott along with Haley Conaway with Around OHS.
That must have been awesome to compete at a national level.
You know what else is awesome? Some wrestlers going to state.
Allie and Naya, tell us more.
With the wrestling season coming to an end, 4 students made it into state. Here are their thoughts on this past season.
Definitely like an exciting experience. I mean, all the hard work in the season paid off in the end, so.
It was a very exciting feeling because I feel like I've been working for it for the last 4 years, so it felt like kind of a relief to finally make it.
That was like my goal at the beginning of the season because last year that was my goal and I didn't achieve it. So it was like a good moment and everyone was there to support me.
Yeah, I was really excited. I was really proud of myself, of my coaches.
I was pretty confident. I had gone last year, so I had like a prior experience of this kind of tournament. It's definitely like a different atmosphere, but I was definitely like really confident in myself, and I ended up pulling off some wins.
Once we were at state, it was really cool. We had 2 records in Oakville history. Talia Reed was the first girl in Oakville history to have a win at state, and then Olivia Romano was the first girl to make it to day 2 of state. She was just 1 match away from that medal.
I was pretty confident being district champ and being the #1 seed, so I was put in a really good spot. So it gave me like a confidence boost for it.
Definitely like the long practices, the hard drilling, all the like lifting and everything. And I mean, 5 days a week, and then you have tournaments. It's a lot and it adds up, but it definitely paid off in the end.
I feel like I've been prepping for the season since last season ended, and when it ended the way I didn't want it to, it kind of just pushed me to do more and be more prepared so I can get the results that I want to see.
We made sure our practices were effective for what the girls and the boys that were going to state needed to do in order to have their best performance, and then just made sure everyone was like ready to have a good weekend.
Next year my goal is to place at state, hoping to get like 3rd or 4th or maybe state champ, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to college to wrestle, so next year I want to make it to, for this summer I want to qualify for Fargo, and then like going into my college career I want to qualify for nationals. So that's just kind of some of my future goals.
Yeah, I have to. Next year, inshallah, I'm gonna like try to win state, get a 1st place, not just like in a random place.
My goal ultimately is to become a state champ by my senior year.
If you are interested in wrestling, please come out next season.
With Allie Johnson behind the camera, I'm Naya Banderman for Around OHS.
That must take a lot to get to state.
Absolutely. And back at school, one teacher is being rewarded for giving her all.
Carly and Blake report on Miss Beck.
Every year, OHS selects a Teacher of the Year. This year, many teachers were nominated, making it a difficult decision for the leadership committee to choose the Teacher of the Year.
It was a surprise, but it was really neat because a lot of the people in my department, like my department, nominated me, and they wrote a very nice nomination form. And then we have a lot of really good teachers in the building, so it was a surprise.
I don't know who came up with it first, but me and Mr. Gertis, I remember one day we're talking, and he mentioned it, and it was also what I was about to ask him. He wrote the nomination form, and then a lot of us added to it and signed our names on it. I mean, she is my mentor, so I'm a little biased, but I think just really her example of being involved, but also being able to separate work and home life and really enjoy coming to school every day and coming to work every day. And it's really just kind of great to come to work and be able to work with someone that is so helpful and friendly.
Miss Beck does a lot of things around here. She's been a great teacher for quite a while. She's taught all levels of courses that we have. Her focus right now is on the government classes. She does a great job with them. Her students excel. She's motivated. She has inspired several students to pursue political science degrees when they leave here. She's an integral part of the Tiger Stripe of Character Award that's come back that we've instituted in the last year. So she was one of the people that pushed for that.
While Miss Beck has many qualifications to fill this role, it's the little things in life that make teaching more interesting.
I like the students a lot. I think you guys are interesting every day. I like my department a lot. They're one of the best things about teaching at Oakville.
With Blake Holson behind the camera, I'm Carly Koenig for Around OHS.
You really can depend on Miss Beck.
You know what else you can depend on? The school library.
Sarah tells us more.
I think the library is a good, quiet place, opposed to being in a classroom where you're, with a bunch of people where they can be, talking.
Just a lot more quiet and peaceful, and there's not as many distractions.
I feel like I can really focus on my college classes, and it's just a really nice environment, and you can just really study well here.
The library can be a great place to study, but what else does it offer to students and staff members?
The main purpose of the library is to be a resource for our staff and students, both in physical space and then also electronically. When we lost Canvas at the beginning of the school year, we made a website that has all of our electronic resources for students and teachers to access when they're in the building and when they're at home. So if you go to our website, we have 9 buttons, and every button is a different resource, everything from books to our databases. We also have things like test prep through Learning Express, and then we also have a Media Lit button on there, which is helpful in navigating research and also online sources. Because you can't believe everything you see online, and you shouldn't. So we have just things that would help students be successful in all of their classes, not just in English and not just for reading. I think Mr. Wright and I work pretty hard to update our displays and signage and make things, advertise things and different things as we go throughout the year. But I don't know that many people notice it. But we have so many books and so many resources that would help in a variety of ways that I wish kids would use that.
Make sure to check out the library's current display for Women's History Month. For Around OHS, I'm Sarah Brand.
I can't tell you how many times the library resources have helped me.
I've used it to help write many papers.
Do you think the theater department had to do research for their upcoming show?
Maybe. Selma and Nathan have the story on their spring play.
This spring, the theater department is putting on a production of Puffs. One student gives us a summary of what it is.
The idea of the play is the original story of Harry Potter, but just a little spin on the one house being Hufflepuff. It's about a little more about the Hufflepuffs itself, since the movies don't really give an in-depth in just Hufflepuff house, since they're mostly focused on Gryffindor and Slytherin.
As those involved on and off the stage prepare for this play, One key element is organizing and creating nearly 100 props.
The process of making props is kind of just going through the script, reading what we need for them to have, and we kind of just start from scraps and just come up with them, make them, just be creative, whatever we can make. Some things we do have to buy, but then we also alter those as well.
We have to figure out things on the fly. When we were building one, it didn't look right, and then we had to readjust it in one day.
I would say some challenges we face are the materials that we need, since a lot of them you need a lot more heavy-duty objects, and that could bring like a little expense to the program, but overall I don't think there's such a big challenge for it.
Why should we go see Puffs?
It's very good. I've seen almost all of it at this point. I think they're wonderful. The acting is amazing, and yeah, you should just go see it.
With Selma Omar Chahayaj behind the camera, I'm Nathan Baker for Around OHS.
That seems like a fun show to put on.
If they need help designing any costumes, we know where they can get some help.
Parker and Avery show us to the fashion design classes.
Did you know OHS has a fashion construction class? Let's hear more about it.
So fashion construction is a course for students interested in how clothing is made. It's a big focus on using the machine, basic construction terminology, and then how to put it together.
I took fashion construction because I took fashion construction 1 last year, and I wanted to advance my skills and be able to make more complicated projects that like I can wear, and I wanted to be proud of what I make and like be able to say that I made it.
I took fashion studio because fashion design is something I want to go into in the future. It's what I'm going to college for, and it just helps me learn simple skills and get me like ready to go to college for it.
Fashion Construction 2 just got back from a field trip from thrift stores where they purchased items for some upcycle projects they were planning. So we're deconstructing what they bought and reconstructing what they want.
I'm currently working on a jacket made out of a quilt.
I'm currently working on a corseted dress for just fun, learning new skills and things like that.
I think students should take this class because it teaches you a lot about sewing, and I think sewing is a really good skill to have, and you can really make whatever you want, so you have a lot of freedom.
It's fun. It teaches you very basic like hand-eye coordination skills. It teaches you things that you can use later on in life, that if you have like a simple issue like with clothing, you can easily fix it instead of having to go to a tailor yourself. It overall just helps with just your life skills as well.
With Parker Wyatt behind the camera, I'm Avery Klumpers with Around OHS.
I wonder what fashion designs will be popular in spring.
You know who might know? Some of our teachers and students.
Nina and Kenzie put their knowledge to the test with some springtime trivia.
Hey Oakville, ready for some spring trivia? Let's first take a look into our teams and then we will begin the game.
He was like All-State or something.
That's facts.
Facts. He was All-State in high school for Scholar Bowl, and I'm here for the vibes. Think Jeopardy, but for kids.
Yeah, it's like competitive Jeopardy for students.
Right.
So basically you're a nerd.
Yeah,
yes.
That's it.
We came to win, and so we're going to win.
What is the main spring allergy trigger?
Pollen.
Yes!
Yes! She
What?
said pollen with a D. Pollen.
Get out of here, pollen.
Which U.S. city is known for dyeing its river green?
Oh, I knew this one.
Chicago.
Dang it!
True or false? The Eiffel Tower grows in the springtime.
False.
True.
Yes. Warmer.
God.
And metal expands.
Dang it!
True or false? Passover and Easter always align.
False.
Yes, that's
I
correct.
feel like I should know that one.
What does it mean if a groundhog sees its shadow? Ooh, rock, paper, scissors.
No, wait, hold.
Do you want to do it again?
No.
Okay. He has to see a shadow, and that means that there's 6 more weeks of winter.
Yes. Finish the phrase. April showers bring.
Mayflowers.
Yes!
I scratched you. Are you okay? It's okay.
What are the sugary marshmallow treats that are often associated with?
Peeps.
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 According to legend, what are you supposed to find at the end of a rainbow?
Gold.
A pot.
What do you think? Who won that one?
We're losing. Give us the point.
Yeah, okay, period. Which planet is closest to Earth during the spring season?
Venus.
Yes. Are spring days longer or shorter?
I had it first.
You did.
Longer.
Yes, ma'am.
Then why?
What sport has their opening day in the spring?
Baseball.
Yes. What is the 40-day period before Easter?
Like, oh my gosh, give it to me. Give.
No. Lynn.
Yeah.
He's rude.
What spring festival involves singing and dancing around a maypole?
Oh.
Oh, what?
Around a Maypole.
Mayfest?
May? Around a what?
May Day. No. May Day.
Yes.
Congratulations to Team Pink Pony Club on a great win. Let's see how both teams are feeling post-game.
I feel, what's the word? Invigorated.
What is that?
Vindicated.
Vindicated, sure.
Crushing my enemies underneath my heel.
Absolutely.
Feels great.
Yeah. It's a good win.
Guys, we're so sorry that we just got over knowledged. I don't think that's a word.
Yeah.
Over
Outsmarted.
That's the word. It's time for us to graduate and move on. Like it's.
I'm Nina Silla with Kenzie Christopher behind the camera for Around OHS.
Congratulations to the winners.
That concludes the show. I'm Dominic McEntee.
And I'm Emma Burchett, and that's what's going on
Around OHS. The go.
Smile.
Test with some springtime fruit.